You've already got your ebook out, or your paperback out, or both. You want to do an audiobook. How do you go about it? That's what we're going to talk today. Hey, I am Tony Myers. This is Step by Step Self-Publishing with yours truly. Today we're going to go into what program to use and how to set up the program. That's what we're going to get in today. So stay tuned all the way till the end. Now, I'm Tony Myers. I'm the author of 5 books. And here's my 5th one. And I had to learn this from scratch. Then I decided to go ahead and do a step-by-step, hopefully to lessen the confusion. So hit that subscribe button, click that little bell, so you'll be notified when I post new content. I have another YouTube channel called Tony Myers Healing. If you're interested in divine healing, check out my other channel. So let's get started. We have to have an audio editor and a recorder in order to start the ebook. Here's my recommendation. Now, at one time, the experts at ACX, which is where you will go, they at first said, oh, don't do it on Audacity. But then, here in the last year or two, they have changed their minds. And Audacity, as you see right here, and I will post all these links, simply go to audacityteam.org, and now people are applauding Audacity, and they are constantly producing plugins to make our jobs easier. So today, we're just going to quickly go over, here's Audacity, and you can be successful in recording an audiobook with Audacity. I have done it 4 times now, and will continue to use Audacity. It's a very good program. So then, of course, you will go to download and choose Windows, Mac, Linux, etc. So, of course, we're going Windows. And I'm sure y'all know how to download a program. But essentially, it's the same steps. Then you go to Windows Installer, and then you install. All right. So we've got that down. Let's open up Audacity, shall we? Right here, this is Audacity. And we are currently up to Audacity 2.3.3. And this is your interface. It's very simple to get. Now, before I jump too far ahead of myself, let's talk a little bit about microphones. Once again, there was a time when the experts said, don't use a USB microphone. But the USB microphone, such as this one, this is a Blue Yeti Nano, are very good nowadays. And in fact, I just replaced my old one, This is the original Blue Yeti. And you can see how big it is. And it served me well. And then it was time for an upgrade. There's a lot of good videos on microphones. This one, personally, it's relatively inexpensive. I think this one was $129. And it does everything I need it to do. Okay. So, real quickly, you always want it to be set up for MME. You want to go mono. And of course, your microphone will come up here. You don't want to use a laptop microphone, the built-in one. So, there's my Yeti Nano. Speakers, same thing. Just go down. Yep, that's the one I want. Okay, so you always want to check the project rate. It should be 44,100. Which it is. Always go mono because you can record an audiobook in stereo with ACX. The biggest thing, they do prefer mono because you only need a single track. But from start to finish, it's got to be all the way through. You can't record one chapter in mono and another chapter in stereo. They will not approve it. So that is just a real quick tutorial. Wait a minute. Stop. So let's do a little recording real quick. All right. You, of course, have your pause, your play, your stop, reverse, forward, record. And later we'll get into their stuff. Now, here, and this one I actually just re-downloaded, so not everything's set up. Playback, 50% is good. Now, with your volume, here's how you're going to determine your volume. You want to hit between -18 and -12 while recording. And there are lots of reasons for this. And we're talking about our peak. You see right here how this line's going? And actually, I think we need to take it up a little bit. Oh, no. Okay, here we go. All right. So normally, I have it set about 70-ish. And you see how it's pretty well staying right there. So that is a good volume. And also, you can set the gain on your microphone. On this nano microphone, I set my gain through a different program because it does not have a gain on it, which is fine. So you see how I'm staying right between -18, -12. That's where I'm peaking at. That is good. You don't want to set your microphone too low or too loud. Too loud, static. Too low, then then when you go through and do the mastering, then you are going to really struggle to get the specifications. Because if you're recording at, say, minus 36, you're going to be too quiet, and so the editor will have to bring it up that much in order to meet the specifications. So now we're ready to record. First of all, you've got your pop screen all set up. That helps to filter weird stuff coming out of your mouth. Then you want to go about like this distance. Be sitting up straight. Now, there are a lot of ways. You've got the boom. You've got a whole bunch of different things which you find your preference. Lately, I've just been setting this one on my table, and that's fine right now. Then, now with an audiobook, you have got several things. You must have. One is opening credits. 2, closing credits. The retail, which is 3 to 5 minutes of reading. And this is so they put on Amazon, they put on Audible, and that way people can hear it. So then you record by chapter. Now, with audiobooks, something that I just learned is that the standard is you don't put any of the book's front matter in there. The foreword and all of this, the acknowledgments, the dedication, you can put copyright in there if you wish. But that is industry standard with an audiobook, which I just learned. Now, so then, you got everything set up, you're ready to go. You are listening to Divine Healing, DIY, Yes You Can, written by Tony Myers, narrated by Tony Myers. Okay, so we just recorded our first thing. Now, it's something for people to think about. As you're reading, you're going to make mistakes. I'm going to erase this. Simply, all you have to do is edit, undo record, and you're back to the beginning. So this time I'm going to purposely mess up. Then what I'm going to do when I mess up, I'm going to snap my finger. That will raise the peak. You see that red? That will raise the peak up. So when you go to edit, you can immediately go to all the mistakes and get them taken care of. So the way I do it, when I mess up, snap my finger, and then I will repeat the phrase or words that I messed up. So I already have the correction when I go to edit. And we'll get into that. So, you are listening to Healing Divine. You are listening to Divine Healing, DIY. No, yes, you can. Narrated by Tony Myers. Written by Tony Myers. Written by Tony Myers. Narrated by Tony Myers. Now, and one thing, you want to show clipping. That will also help. I did not have it preset that way because I forgot. This is a new laptop. Okay, so now we've got the show clipping. Then that way, there'll be a red bar right here, and you can go right to the error. Now, we are going to do a separate video on editing. So, I hope that's just a short, simple, right to the point of getting started. There are other things to take into account, which we will get to. For instance, the noise floor that you have. Where do you want to record? So, we got a lot to cover. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. Be blessed, be healed, and be a blessing.